Welcome to Space Couch. Hello, Virtual Temple. Good to be back. It is our second appearance as Space Couch on Virtual Temple. We were able to move our normal guest here to the Space Couch slot. We'll get Space Couch slot. We'll get to that in a second. First, we get to do a little advertising block for our sponsor, Tiger Squawk Records. Everything's available now at tigersquawkrecords.bandcamp.com. You want to check out Roanoke, Virginia's Freak on the Inside from Night Terror. Acid from Stigmata with Screwdrivers. The Agony of a Year Without End. That's the Gossicles and Everything Goes Cold. We got very silly. Gasoline and Vertebrates' latest, the Healmore EP. You also want to check out Beta Virus's new single, I Am Air. Mock Fox remix on there. Critically Drunk from Norway's Industrial. And you also want to check out Batavia and their friends. Jam-packed little wonderful remixers. Breathless movie soundtrack from Australia's Isserley. And of course, Sad Christmas from Australia's Isserley. And also, of course, Squawk Stock 2 is coming up. I heard you guys like festivals. You'll want to check out that wonderful business. And followed by the Gothsicles Kickstarter is going on now. I had to get one plug in. Check that out at Kickstarter.com. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us here and letting us be a part of your virtual temple programming block. We're just going to jump right into our guest because I want to talk to him all the way from Edmonton and Earth because I'm in. Welcome, Virtual Terrorist. What's going on, guys?
Pretty good. Thanks for having us.
Welcome back to Space Couch. We had a great time last time. So I hear tell you might have some news for us.
Yeah, we got a new remix album that drops today.
Today?
Yeah,
Today.
Brand new surprise album. No planning. Well, lots of planning, but no like.
We didn't tell anyone.
Yeah, keeping it on the down low.
We didn't even tell the people remixing it. They just remixed it.
Yeah, they remixed us. We didn't tell them when it's coming out, and we just
Okay.
decided. So it's out now.
All right, so Space Couch, and by Space Couch extension, Virtual Temple exclusive announcement. The new remix album from Virtual Terrorist is out now. Where do we get that? Virtual Terrorist?
You can get on Bandcamp. I wrote down the URL on like a can of beans here, and like you can like I don't know if you can like just read that shit, but like yeah, it's a stick. You probably can't read that. But
for our podcast audience, what's the URL?
It is www.bandcamp.com/album/gutter-mixes-volume-2, or just look up Virtual Terrorist on Bandcamp.
All right, so let's take a little preview of what we can expect from Gutter Mixes Volume 2. Check it out.
Virtual Terrorist Gutter Mixes Volume 2.
So that was dope. Who are some of the remixers coming up on this album, or that we heard?
So what was in that demo? We had Morris Black on there, Into the Pale Abyss, and
We got 2-methyl.
Yeah, 2-methyls on there. The last little clip there was Proven Tech.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out to Boston's own Morris Black. I have a terrestrial base in Boston when I'm not out here
Nice.
in the void. So remix discs are always kind of an interesting dance. Like what's your process like for deciding who you think would be a good remixer for a release?
Um, it's kind of hard to say. A lot of it because of the project is kind of conceptual in
Hmm.
itself. So I don't like to just have a random splash of just bands and stuff on
Hmm.
there. So we kind of took it's kind of going for like the more cyberpunk kind of sound. We didn't really
Hmm.
tell people what we were looking for. We just kind of
Okay.
told people, "Hey, just go and do this." And we kind of took everyone who kind of fit into this little sound
Mm.
kind of I don't know how to put it, but like
Pretty
Well,
much, it's like the way I kind of see it is like we had an idea of wanting to kind of continue with Lace, like we want to do something else with that material.
mhm.
So we had a list of artists that we wanted specifically to reach out to, that we wanted on it, and then we kind of put out like an open call to like friends and other artists that we knew and things
Mhm.
like that. They could just, if they had an idea, they could submit something to us, and
yeah,
then we just kind of narrowed it down and got what we thought was the best of the bunch.
Very
yeah,
cool.
So
Very cool. And this is for our virtual temple audience, continuing off the brutally powerful Tech Noise album. Neuralace is off that. You can also pick up that album at Virtual Terrorists Bandcamp. I keep on having to check myself whether I'm saying Virtual Temple or Virtual Terrorist, but
yeah.
I'm just
No, it's
surprised that
simple.
hasn't come up sooner, to be
Too
honest.
much
it's too much virtue. It's virtuosity up here
It
with
is. It is
Russell
Brunswick.
Crowe. Hey, yeah. The speaking of
Soundtrack is
VHS
good.
tapes, we'll have that I cannot highly recommend enough. Out now on Tiger Squawk Records. It is uh, cyber, but not cyberpunk, I guess. But like I'm talking like gunhead cyber,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
We feel like tech noise is probably the best way to describe it, because it's got that techno cyberpunk vibe, and it's got that harsh noise
It's
vibe.
no, yeah. It's like taking
oh.
like techno power noise and getting some like weird sci-fi sound design mixed in
And
there.
it's kind of
Just
how we've always described the VT sound
yeah,
since kind of day one, to be honest. So we just
Dope.
figured, there you go. It kind of speaks for
Totally.
itself.
Well, that product stands alone. How do you feel about the upcoming remix disc? Like, are there any surprises that you thought you would get one thing and you got a different thing
Oh
altogether?
well,
it's hard to
there.
say.
I
Yeah,
think there were definitely some surprises for me, not necessarily from the people I almost really expected from, like Proven Tech and Two Methyl and Morris Black. Like, you can pretty much know what you're going to get from them, because they've got their sounds and their signatures and everything, and they fucking kick ass all the time. But then it was kind of like Tokyo Sex Club. Like, I didn't know what to expect from that, and that track is a really
it's like cyberpunk.
punk rock
Yeah,
version, like
punk
an
rock.
actual
Yeah, actual
cyberpunk
punk.
version.
Yeah,
Cool, cool. So there's always this wonderful moment, and many of our audience tonight are in electronic bands when you hear your own song remixed for the first time. Like certain
yeah.
parts are focused on that completely change the impact of the song, often emotionally or at least technically. Um, what's it what's it like to hear your songs reframed and on this album particularly?
I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
I don't really give every single element when I send it out. Like I don't even give MIDI anymore. So I kind of like tell people to rely on like the bass melodies. I don't even give drum tracks. So it's cool to see them reinterpret the drums.
Mm.
Tracks go from like a four to the floor to like a breakbeat kind of thing. But yeah, sometimes they focus on like a weird element that I never really put
Yeah,
much
that's
effort
always
or
pretty
thought
great.
into. And I'm just like, that's kind of cool that they took that little snippet and turned it into
Mhm.
something else.
Yeah.
So it's
And
cool to
I've
see. I
and
like it.
I've noticed that there were a couple tracks off of Tech Noise that people kind of really gravitated to in terms of wanting to remix. So
Mhm.
just being able to get like multiple versions back of the same song that are wildly different, or like start out similar and then progress in like completely
Okay.
wildly different ways, like that's kind of what does it for me. Because there's so many boring remixes out there, and it's like when you got two remixes that start off the same with the same structuring, the same
Yeah.
sounding and stuff like that, you're like, okay, well, how's this gonna go? And
Yeah,
then to find out that they kind of just like really like split it off into
that's
Yeah.
two
cool.
completely
Yeah.
different areas is really
I
cool.
I also want to do a quick shout out here to Acid Bender. He did the mastering on the album, and he also submitted a remix. And
Mhm.
his kind of like took me. I didn't even know what I was going for. Like it kind of starts off kind of subdued, and it goes into like this hard kind of like psychedelic techno track, and I was like, this is
It
so cool.
it actually kind of reminded me like old Velvet Acid Christ, like
Kinda,
Fun with
Oh,
That
nice.
era type
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. So it was really cool, just like hear that sound with our stuff in there, and it was just
Yeah,
it's neat.
I love it. I love it. Uh, we were sort of joking about this online, and we like to get into the weird and hypothetical here on Space Couch, but we'll just make this a reality. So, um, if virtual, lots of exists in the world.
Yeah,
If virtual terrorist was to come up with their own porta potty, what might that feature?
I think it would definitely have like jet engines. You got to get around, right?
I mean, as long as you're producing methane, you might
It's
as well
true.
just use
It's
that.
like it's like yeah, it just produces.
I
its
was
own
thinking
fuel.
like um, a special compartment for like emergency C4
Okay.
Ah,
or
that's
like
important too, just in
TNT
case you
or
get
something like
like
that.
yeah, that's good too. Probably like auto turrets so people don't walk in on you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
What if
I
we
guess a
put?
lock, but
Nah.
Yeah, a decent
yeah,
lock.
I don't know. I know auto turrets are
Well,
cheaper,
yeah.
so
The lock on the porta potty would have to have public and private keys, and so we
Yeah.
can leverage that whole thing. And,
true.
I
if
don't
we
know,
could.
having a little like flip sign that says available and not available, that seems pretty secure to me. I don't know about
Nah, I don't know. People can hack that.
you.
There you go. Well, what if we did like a contact mic and like a cheese grater or something like that on the toilet paper roll, so that with every pull, it was like this wonderful noise soundtrack. And then,
That's
Yeah, yeah.
that,
It all came out of a speaker attached to the top.
yeah, yeah. There's like
wired really badly.
Yeah,
there's like a sampler built in, like next to
Yeah.
that weird seed
Oh,
cover
man.
dispenser thing.
No.
yeah.
Cool, cool.
There's the possibilities are
It is.
endless.
It'd have to be the whole thing would have to be solar powered
Yes. Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
for the environment.
Yeah,
right?
For-
exactly. Number one.
Because you
You
get
got enough problems. Global warming shouldn't
Yeah,
be
we
one
got
of
to
them.
protect the environment as
there
much as
you,
possible.
virtual terrorist providing wonderful rhythmic noise and saving the earth. Because we got
We
got
try.
things to do.
We
The
do our
little.
we do our part.
Well, little things are important, but let's jump to a big thing. Stock 2 is coming up. We will plug our own festival here while we're a wonderful a guest of the wonderful virtual temple. I meant to say. So, you pumped?
Oh,
Oh
fuck yeah.
yeah.
Awesome. That's
yeah.
going down
We've,
February 20th.
Yeah,
We got some stuff in store, so it's
Okay.
going to be a good
yeah,
time.
we got some little surprises for it, so it'll be
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Awesome. So what's it like? How do you finding the online experience versus playing shows online? I mean, versus live. I know you've
You
been like
see,
Terminus and stuff.
It's definitely a double-edged sword for sure.
it is.
Playing Terminus or not when we did the Terminus pre-show, what was it? I guess 2 years ago at this point.
Yeah. It was Suicide Commando. Yeah.
And with Suicide Commando, like that was insane because you get like this crowd responses, like most people know, and that's
Mhm.
kind of what feeds you. But when you do the online show, you've got absolute control over everything you want to do.
Everything,
You
yeah.
can have like a bigger setup in terms of gear. You can, really customize your setting. So you have a certain freedom that you don't necessarily have on stage.
Yeah.
Still missing the energy.
You're missing the energy, and the good thing about like doing streams in your own house is like no one's yelling at you to put your pants back on.
That's
I think is the most important thing. If anything, people are telling you to take them off. And
There's
that's a whole
that.
different story.
I
But
mean-
yeah, I think it's cool because we could get like weird and technical. Like we had like a little security cam kind of thing set up that kind
Yeah,
of
that
like
was
set
great.
like you could get kind of like artistic
More
with it in a
creative
different
with it.
way instead of just like staring at two dudes in masks on stage headbanging. Like we can make it look cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a little different. It's different. You got to engage with people somehow.
Yeah, I like the overall control of it.
Yeah.
But I do miss having people to perform to. Not to say
that's the
that people
biggest
aren't watching, but face to face.
The biggest thing
Right.
I miss is people yelling that we suck.
Oh yeah. So good off the stage.
Yeah,
The now we just you get less Dorito emojis, but
that's true.
you do.
What is life without Dorito
That's
emojis?
true.
Really?
I'm finding that it's my new currency. Like I don't get that
Yeah.
people yelling back at me, but if I don't see that squid or
Yeah,
that,
squids.
that tentacle thing on Twitch, I
Yeah.
get a little sad. Speaking of which, check out the Gothsicles tomorrow on Virtual Temple. I'll be playing outside because I got a noise complaint last time, and it's cold as shit, so hopefully I won't die. But
Good luck.
yeah, we will be battery powered AF. But you know, this price you pay. There's no drive back to Boston from New York City or Providence or something like that. But at the same
No.
time, I don't get to see your wonderful faces. Nor do I get to see virtual terrorist faces often because you're covered by masked, and so you
Yeah.
can commit
So you're one of many. Don't worry.
Yeah.
your cyber crimes. But somebody we do get to see more of uh, is Ghost Proxy, recently signed to Tiger Squawk. Looking forward to your album, sir.
Yeah, that's a little side thing I've been working on for a number of years, and
In secret.
yeah, kind of on the down low, and finally decided to finally put it out. So it's something I've been
Okay.
sitting on for a while, and I've been finally going to see. And here.
Awesome. Well, I got to hear a preview of it. It's great. You want to be on the lookout for Ghost Proxy without the O's because that's extra spooky. We
Yeah.
we use those
Who
two
needs
O's to
O's?
spell spooky.
Exactly. Budget. Got a budget.
Yeah. I mean, it's Tiger Squawk. We got to make it work. That will be available February 5th. Uh, Add that to your Bandcamp Friday binge. Which we hope you have, and obviously support the wonderful artists we have here playing with the virtual temple tonight out of Salt Lake City, who are also on Mountain Time because you guys are in Edmonton, yeah.
We're Mountain
Yes.
Time.
Yeah.
Woo.
Awesome. How is Canada with the vid and the Rona and all that right now?
Well, for me, it hasn't changed much because I generally keep to myself, and I haven't
Right.
actually. I haven't missed any work actually, so that's good in one sense, but also kind of exhausting in another. So
Yeah.
but
It sucks. My work hasn't changed much. I did catch it,
Oh, did
unfortunately.
you got it really?
Back in December, I caught it. It
Wow.
was really shitty.
but
Yeah.
he's still with us,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
it'll take
so.
more than an analog virus to take me out.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well,
But yeah, anyway, Canada's doing okay.
Okay.
It's we could go into an entire half hour of
In our secret
Shit.
bunker, just kind of working on stuff all the time. So
staying healthy.
exactly, staying.
Well, I love it. Yeah. Well, I mean, you're virtual terrorist. You gotta take over the world digitally. Getting back to Gutter Mixes 2 coming out 5 minutes
Now.
ago on
Yeah.
on Tiger Squawk. What is your own approach to remixing like? I know you've done some work in that realm. Do you have any sort of philosophy when it comes to the art of the remix?
I think we both have different.
Yeah, do you want to talk about yours? Or?
For me, I outside of kind of what I do in virtual terror, it's a big influence of mine is actually hip hop music. So
Okay.
I really like taking certain melodic elements and doing the whole chopping, splicing. I'm sure that's same across most genres of electronic music, but I really like to just create my own actual beats and really just chop and.
Some guy just made her fucking logo in the chat.
Oh, that's fucking crazy. Bad
Nice.
Seed Trip.
Bad Seed 666.
Yeah, that's
fucking
sick.
rat.
That's sick.
Shout out to Bad Seed 666.
But I always want to include a very obvious element of the original with my own kind of take on it, so it's like a blending of two worlds. I see a lot of remixes where it's like take one element and just kind of make their own track out of it, and I just kind of like to both and make a recognizable mark of both the original version and my version in the track.
Yeah, for me it really depends. Depends on the type of song that it is. I focus heavily on grooves, so I'll start digging through the bass lines and the synths and whatnot, and kind of find things, chop them up, rearrange them, stick them together. I try to keep the core idea that the artist was going for, but kind of throw a different spin on it.
Okay.
Use their chorus as a verse, just do things like that. But yeah, I try to still keep their core in there. Just I don't like when people strip a remix apart so much that I can't tell
Oh, right,
that it's a remix anymore. I'm personally not a fan of that. But
yeah, when you can tell someone was just given an acapella.
Right.
you know, and they have to
Yeah.
write their own song
There's
to
like
it. Like,
half a vocal hook in the intro,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
10
Yeah.
layers back.
Yeah, within the rest of its original song.
yeah,
Right,
It's like,
right.
like the track could be
Okay.
sick, but you know, as a remix, that kind of bums me out.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
more of
So-
an edit.
There you go.
Yeah.
What
So-
does the future hold for Virtual Terrorist?
More noise.
There you
Yeah,
go.
we're gonna start writing some music here. This motherfucker's moving here soon, so
Oh, word.
So-
Okay.
We'll be kind of like you know, writing music from a distance, but that's not really different than how we do anything anyway. Because
Yeah.
you know, send stuff to my studio, send stuff to his studio, and you know, we'll still be putting out music. We will probably get another album, at least probably, you know, started here this year.
sorry.
Okay.
It usually takes a couple of years for an album to kind of
Right.
formulate. It's a slow process with VT. If you look at our Bandcamp history, it's usually every 2-3 years.
Okay.
So
right.
I expect in a couple more.
But at the
years.
same
We'll see.
time, we've got some other ideas that we want to explore, like
Yeah.
like little side mini projects we want
There
to
you
do here.
go. It's
So there'll be some.
some escort missions.
Yeah, exactly. Side quests.
How's that feeling? Like, do you see yourself going down more the aforementioned hip hop route, or is it sort of like still
Well-
the tech noise?
Well, with
Feel.
Tech Noise, that like previous to Tech Noise, I was more like strictly a live member, and then on Tech Noise, I got to do some production, and that's where like,
lot
a
of it
little bit more
actually,
kind of
yeah.
like
Mhm.
beat oriented stuff, where it's not so kind of like all the time. It's
Except
like-
for Mutant League.
yeah, well, Mutant League, that was more of like a tribal track for sure. But you know, I really like that kind of like off rhythm, almost like slowed down kind of pace, and there's a lot of room in there to like get a lot of more sound design and crunchiness, and just really build that, you know, dirty atmosphere. You know.
Yeah.
Awesome. Looking forward to that. The Why don't you you have a big DJ Cyborg flag behind you? You want to plug your Twitch nights?
Sure. Yeah. So I'll actually post it in the chat here. So
Perfect.
we've got there's a night going on tonight in the next 3 hours. It starts.
All right.
Caught me off guard with this one.
Oh, sorry.
here.
I'm going off script.
Stomp Edmonton
Yeah,
is,
jeez,
is what it
man.
goes by, but I don't know if that's its Twitch thing or not. but-
If you look up Stomp STOMP _EG on Twitch, you'll find us on there. I was gonna post a link, but it's not letting me. There we go.
Cool.
Share there. So yeah, I'll post it in the chat for those of you with just ears right now. If you look up Stomp _Yeg on Facebook, you'll find us on there too. We do events every 2 weeks, all kinds of stuff. Like, we're not just like a standard DJ night. We do like weird off. I
love
deleted my fucking thing. We do like little off things where like last time was just me and a bandmate just hanging out for like 2 hours talking.
Very cool. Very cool.
So before DJ nights, yeah, it didn't work.
It's there.
Is it there? It says
Yeah.
link deleted.
No, it's fine. No,
Oh, okay.
I see you posted
see
the
it there?
Stomp Yeg thing.
Yeah.
The,
Okay.
So, in our waning minutes, I know you've been on something of a VHS journey.
Just a bit.
Just a little bit.
It's a problem.
If we were to
You thought
design
meth was bad.
like Virtual Terrorist, the canon film movie, like would you guys be saving the Earth from like or would Chuck Norris be battling you?
Oh, he would be fighting us, but we would win for sure. But he would be the first boss because that's how good we are.
See, it's like
He's like that first training boss.
okay.
'cause,
Oh,
really,
right,
it's like,
right.
You couldn't compare it, like you couldn't compete with Chuck Norris like fist to fist, like he'd kick our asses that way. But
Right.
you know, it's like that scene from Indiana Jones. He's got all these like fancy footwork, but you know, just pull a gat.
You saying we have
Done.
guns?
I don't know, guns, nuclear warheads, C4. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, we
I
have
don't care.
synthesizers.
Well, you would
We'll
have
figure it
to,
out.
if it's pure like 90s cheese VHS movie, you would have to like blow a guy out of a top story window with just like beats, just like you turn on like, sub bass, just
Yeah.
and like a dude flies out a
Yeah.
window.
Like, yeah. And then
Okay.
we would like activate an orbital strike cannon to shoot him out of the sky
What
into
you're
the
just-
center of the
What you're
Earth.
describing is like literally like that speaker from like Back to the Future. So like across
Right.
Back to
Weaponize
the
it.
Future and like
But it's
Alien
bigger.
and fucking
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon. And,
Yeah, but it's bigger.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just take like all those 80 movies and smash them and put
That would be-
balaclavas on it, and there you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And can
It'd
we
just
have
be
like an ARP 2600 with just like a blade attachment or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, just throwing patch cords at people like ninja
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Like you
Instead of,
improvise
like, razor wire.
nunchucks out of a MIDI cable. Like,
Oh my fucking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Again,
There's potential for it. There's potential.
Okay.
If anyone wants to fund this and make it happen, we're
we'll do the sound. We'll do the soundtrack.
We'll do the sound.
yes.
We'll be in it.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like, but if it's a real canon movie, you would somehow be like weirdly cut your own movie, but like keep the soundtrack in. Like there'd be a legal battle somehow.
We have a legal
yeah.
battle with ourselves.
Oh yeah,
Right.
okay. Like in order to make it like true to that, it's like we have to like have a studio to like fuck all our shit up.
Okay. All right. Well,
You know?
we'll start Tiger Squawk
That-
Digital.
we need that studio interference to
That's
get that
true.
real proper
Well,
vibe.
Tiger Squad can do that for us.
All right. Sweet. All right. Now that we got our first vehicle figured out, it is green lit, much like Gutter Mix's Volume 2 out as of right now. It's Temple.
It's also
Super
free.
announcement. Find Virtual Terrorist on Bandcamp. You will not be disappointed. Remixes by Morris Black et al. Out now on Tiger Squawk. Also, check out Tech Noise. You want to check out Tech Noise is the name of the album. You want to check out the upcoming Ghost Proxy album. You want to stick around for our next artist here on Virtual Temple. Tomorrow, the Gothicals play outside, and
luck
we'll
with that.
see if I can still push buttons with my frozen fingers. I will be a Gothical for real.
For sure.
So, let's see. I'm not sure where we're at on time. We got just a little bit. What I'm gonna do is we're just gonna say we're gonna sign off. So this is Space Couch for Virtual Terrorist coming back, racking up those Space Couch points, saying, "Oh, I forgot to say the catchphrase. That is, call the ships to Davenport, prepare for Devanarchy, and interface with the couch in space. Space Couch." Space Couch out!
Peace.